Boys and girls, today we are going to begin a sewing project where you are going to learn how to sew felt. Some of these are, you can see that they've made animals and they've cut it out of felt. Some of them are kind of cute. You can put cute details on it, or you can do something ferocious like the bear eating a big salmon or something. But here you can see how people have cut out pieces of felt and put it together so that they can make the face of a forest animal. And we're going to be doing something very similar today. So if you look here, this is a very weird one. I started off making a bear, and then it looked like a meerkat, and then I don't know what it looks like. But you can see that I used pale pink felt for the face, and then used some darker felt for the muzzle, and then even darker for the nose. You're going to be choosing a background color of fabric, and then you're going to choose a pattern. The patterns will have what colors you could use on the deer or whatever you choose. It also shows where the patterns are organized. But what I really want you to notice are the red lines along the left-hand side of the pattern. Do not cut out the pattern pieces. You're just going to cut on the red lines. Red lines. What are we going to cut? The red lines. Do not waste time cutting out those pattern pieces. You're going to grab a piece of felt that you think will be good. You're going to take that piece of felt and you're going to start off with your very first piece. I chose the forehead, and you are going to glue stick it to the felt. Now when you put it on there, try and put it in a corner so that the rest of the felt doesn't get ruined. And then you are going to begin to cut. Now, I have had a lot of kids, kindergarten through 5th grade, who have really struggled with cutting. So let me give you a tip. Number one, you want to open up your scissors really big, like an alligator's mouth, and then you're going to put the felt way back in the back of his throat and make little cuts. If that doesn't work, try a different brand of scissors. A lot of kids grab the biggest ones when usually at the end of the day, the smaller ones are better. If you still struggle, come and see me so I can work with you until you can cut your felt on your own. At the end, you'll put your scraps back over by the scrap bin. Now, I already chose a purple head, and I just cut out my forehead. I'm peeling it off just because I kind of like to see what my colors are going to look like together. So I'm going to set it together. I'm not going to glue it together. I'm just going to set it off to the side so I can see my pieces coming together. Now I found a different color of felt for the snout. I'm going to do the same thing and put the glue on the back, put it on there. Now that I know how to cut, I'm going to cut out my snout. When you're finished, that scrap can go back onto the felt table. You can try it out there, and once you know that you like it, you're going to position it in the correct place. You're not going to glue it down, you're just going to set it there, and you can continue on. Now I'm doing my nose. If you ever see a shape that you say to yourself, you know what, I don't really think I need a pattern. I think I could just kind of do this on my own. Please go ahead and cut it out on your own, right out of your head. But if you want the pattern piece, that's why they're there. So I'm going to continue cutting my pieces and layering them off to the side. Sometimes it'll seem like it's looking weird, but once you start to add all your pieces, it's going to be great. I'm doing my eyeballs now. I'm cutting it. I'm making sure that I know where it goes on my pattern. And then after I have all my pieces cut, I will put it together over there. Now next week, you're going to have so many things, including buttons that you can put on for eyes. So don't think for a minute that your guy won't have eyes next week. You'll have wool and embroidery thread. Now I did a bear and I chose this brownish color for the head. And then when I cut out the muzzle, I was like, that looks really weird. But then once I put on the nose, it looked fine. So don't ever be intimidated by how it looks. It'll work out fine. I asked Mr. Heatdirks what bears eat. He told me they eat salmon in the summer, so I cut out a few salmon. You can add details like that as well. You can put a piece of wood in your beaver's mouth or whatever you want to do. That's all for next week. You'll notice here that this person added flowers. It doesn't mean you have to do a fox. Those are all just things that, again, we can add on next week or use embroidery thread to add decorations. Now, you can only imagine at the end of class, our room is going to look like a disaster. When you came in, it was clean, but now when everyone's done, it is a mess. Let me show you this class. They did such a great job. They first gathered up all the glue sticks. Notice no one is saying they have to go to the bathroom. No one is standing around doing nothing. Everyone is working. They did the scissors. Then they picked up all the paper. Then some of them got on the floor. If you love going underneath the tables on your hands and knees, you're going to love picking up stuff off the floor. That is wonderful. Then we still had people going around trying to find things. In the end, you're going to be standing behind a tucked-in chair. You do not have to salute me, but if you'd like to, you may. And then you're going to celebrate. Have fun!